easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Okay, WRL race fans, we're back here as we get closer to the end of the season. The third to last race, the penultimate race here at Dover, Delaware. Nestled in Dover, Delaware, this 1 mile track is no ordinary loop. With 24-degree banking in the turns and a surface of unforgiving concrete, it's a beast that demands respects and punishes hesitation. It's one of the only 2 concrete tracks in NASCAR's Top Series, delivering a bone-rattling ride that tests every driver's mettle. Definitely all of our drivers here tonight, we're going to have to not only manage the tires, manage the car too as well. The 46-foot tall mascot Miles the Monster looms over the track, clutching a race car in his hand like a toy. He's not just a statue, he's a symbol of the challenge that awaits. Richard Petty won the inaugural race here in 1969, setting the tone for decades of legendary battles. Speaking of legendary battles, we've got a championship battle underway in this series. As I mentioned, this is the third to last race of the season, so those championship points are going to be a huge factor. We've got practice going on right now, but before we get into practice, let's take a look at where those championship standings are actually unfolding here right now. Is Jack Humbert going to come into this one atop the point standings at 786 points, just ahead of Dalton Moore? We saw those two battling it out last week. No doubt we'll see them battling out again this week as well. Jonathan Pereira came into the race last week leading the championship standings. He's going to fall to third. Aidan Darza, the admin of the league, only 5 points back of Pereira in fourth place, and then James Jimmy Johnson rounding out the top 5. You can quickly see where the rest of your favorite drivers rank in the standings there. And we'll go all the way down to, I believe we've got 37 drivers who have put in races here to gain some points throughout the season. We've got 16 cars on track for this one. Top on board with our championship leader coming into this race, Jack Humbert. Humbert right now currently sitting in 6th place in practice. So see if he's just kind of sandbagging a little bit, holding back before we get into qualifying, keeping the rest of the field guessing on what his potential speed is going to be out here this evening. So only a couple cars left on track right now in practice. James Jimmy Johnson sitting on pole last week, unfortunately somebody spun up the tires. I think it was actually Jonathan Pereira, who was our championship leader coming into the race last week, spun up the tires at the green, cut down the track, actually clipped Johnson, and then we had about 5 or 6 other cars in behind just get wrapped up in a heck of a mess last week to kick that one off. But hopefully we don't see a replay of that this week. No doubt James Johnson doesn't want to see a replay of that one at all. Travis Plato, one of the tube cars, heading back out on track again for some more laps. Dalton Moore, our second place driver in the championship, he's coming out to get some track time under him here. Let's go on board here with Dalton, just get an idea of what the track looks like here this evening that our driver's going to have to contend with. Just Dalton heading down the front straight into turn 1. Heavy onto the brakes, dropping that car down to the bottom. Let the throttle breathe back up, ease himself back up out to the outside wall. And here he had to kind of maintain back of the throttle a little bit, didn't want to lose the back end, but not a ton of space out here to get 2 cars wide. You definitely don't want to go 3 cars wide. That's going to end in disaster, but our driver's going to have to contend with some tricky situations out here tonight. 17 cars, just about the right amount of cars to have on Dover. You wouldn't really want to get much more than 30 cars. Oh, Dalton Moore, as I just said, hanging the tail out coming out of turn 2. Letting the back end slide. Rocking a Skittles paint scheme this week, so nice paint by him. Brad Harris going to go up top of the practice standings here right now as he comes around with a 23.27. That puts him 2 100ths ahead of Brock Shirley, who's our second place driver before that time. Christopher Toppings, we have to thank Christopher again this week for bringing us in one more time to do the broadcasting. We're going to finish up the last couple weeks here this season, and then I believe Christopher's working on something potentially for next season too as well. But that said, Christopher, a little bit of pedal issues last week. I spoke to him about that, and then this morning had an SSD issue with his hard drive on his computer. Had to replace that, so not a week for equipment to work well for Christopher Toppings here, so hopefully his stuff can hold together for the race here. We'll see how he can do. Got Jonathan Brer in the Milwaukee paint scheme again. Came into last week leading the race. One of those drivers involved early on. His race went to naught, so no doubt Pereira will be trying to regroup this week, have a better showing. So it'll be interesting to see where he places himself in qualifying. He's got Dalton Moore just working up right behind him, actually. Moore going to go around Pereira. So Pereira's still getting his tires up the tip there. Ooh, a little rub of the wall there for Pereira. This car gathered back up though, and he'll continue on. David Walker in the University of Kentucky Go Big Blue paint scheme. Out there putting in some laps. It's going to be a predominantly Chevy field out here this evening, with majority of our field except for Jack Humbert, Christopher Toppings in a Ford, and then it looks like Ronald Breland, our only Toyota, that's going to hit the grid here this evening. The rest are all Chevys. So it'll be interesting to see if those 2 Fords have anything to offer for the field of Chevys. Joseph Dormus. So, Joseph hanging the back end out as well, just like we saw Dalton Moore. He's gonna have to hammer the brakes, gather it up though. Wasn't able to save it like we saw Dalton Moore, but Joseph Dormus doing a little wall riding last week at Homestead. He was in the old scrub and run on the wall.
I'm glad I saw your message. I almost forgot.
Welcome in, Stanimal. Better late than never.
Oh, dang. Oh, you're already live. I thought, never mind. My bad. Hi, stream.
No worries, Stanimal. We accept all latecomers. Brock Shirley out putting in some laps in practice. Got himself up in second place right now. So Tube car is looking strong early on with Brock Shirley sitting in second. Brad Harris up top. I remember Eric Stuber right now sitting in fifth. Who else is driving a Tube paint scheme? Travis Plato, I think, too, as well. He's in the pits a little farther back. But welcome in, Stan. We're at Dover this week.
Yeah.
A track that isn't very forgiving.
Correct. Yes, it is. It is not very forgiving, and it is known for all of the wrecks and the action and things that happen. They never stay where they are. So when a wreck happens at Dover, even if it starts on the bottom, the momentum will carry it up to the top, out to the outside wall, and then that big slope down to the left will carry it back down to the left. So you're lucky if a wreck only crosses the track once. Odds are it's going to cross it twice, and then that's just Dover. Lots of problems at Dover with that.
And there's just nowhere to go either as well when you get those cars coming across. Like, it's not a wide track, right? Like I was saying earlier before you came in, you want to go maybe 2 cars wide max in a corner. You start pushing 3 wide here, it's going to be a calamity.
Yeah, 3 wide is just not happening. Unfortunately, at Dover, it's real difficult. I mean, you might end up 3 wide, but there's no way you're going to exit just because of how much momentum it's going to cost you. Like, running the top isn't really viable at Dover. Running the middle and bottom is, but if you try to exit low, then you kill your straightaway. So there's a lot of movement, but if you see 3 wide on corner exit, you better keep an eye on it, because the odds of it working out down the stretch are pretty low.
Now, are they going to be using their brakes into the corner stand, or is it just lifting off? It sounds like they used a little bit of braking here. I haven't actually raced at Dover. I've done some practice laps, but it's been so long since I've been out on track here, I don't really remember all that much.
Yeah, I think I think you could probably do it without brake, but I bet brake is faster. If you can kind of diamond the corner off, so kind of enter low, wash up a little bit, and then exit low before washing back out to the wall, that's kind of the ideal line. And you could do it without brake, but you're going to be really burning your stuff up. You don't really want to unless you have to for some reason. So,
well, that makes perfect sense to me. We should take a look at what the conditions are here this evening. I haven't had a look there to see what kind of track temps they're dealing with, but 75-degree air temp, 99-degree Fahrenheit track temp. What's a 100-degree day going to do the tires out here, Stan, on the NASCAR tires? I know on the road side, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, it's still in the pleasant area. The tires aren't all that angry with the track temps at that condition, but how's that translate into the NASCAR world?
it's just going to be slick, especially on corner exit when people are really pushing it on hot tires. You're going to find that on corner exit, especially where the car unloads, it's almost like you drive over a hump exiting turn 2 and turn 4. The hot track, once the tires start getting wore out and once guys get racing, they've got a lot of gas pedal in it trying to get going down the straightaway. You're going to see guys cross over that transition onto the straightaway and just be backwards in no time flat. And it being hot is only going to make that more of a problem.
I'm assuming the concrete surface here is fairly rough on the tires from what my research I did. I know that hot track temps and concrete don't generally work together, so I think the track temps, as you said, are probably okay. But how is the surface out here? I know it's bumpy, but is it abrasive too as well?
Very, yeah. So with the concrete, it just chews tires up. I wouldn't say it's quite as bad as like Darlington or old Atlanta would have been, but it is going to be more difficult than if this track were asphalt for sure. So you're going to see, depending on how guys are driving the car, you might have guys driving it off the right rear, burning the right rear up, making things loose, but you might have guys going super deep into the corner and wearing out their right front even faster. So it's going to come down to driving style, and we'll be able to tell who's tight and who's loose and who's having problems where. That'll kind of tell us how they're driving the car. The good news with that is if you're smart enough, you can actually, if let's say you're in the course of a normal run, you're trending loose, right? You can just drive it deeper into a corner and start burning your right front up, and that will kind of equal the balance out on the car. If you do it right. So you have a lot of control over your destiny and how the car drives without having to make any setup adjustments. But you'll be able to tell who's doing it and who's not based on who's trending tight and loose over the course of a run.
Okay. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Qualifying about to get underway here. Looks like we've got a couple drivers heading out on the track. Eric Stuber of the Stoop Tube team one of the first drivers on track. It's a bright paint scheme on Stuber's car this evening. Nobody could say they did not see that car on track. I wouldn't believe them, that's for sure. It's like admin Aiden Andarza heading out onto the track too as well in his usual scrub daddy paint scheme. He, just so you know, Stan, he was able to scrub off the bad luck from the first race we did and have a nice finish last week. So we'll see if he's scrubbed some good luck onto that car this week here at Dover. It sounds like a lot of our drivers going to need it out here.
Yeah, that's good. That's good news.
Points champion.
Hey, what's the password?
Leader of the points coming in here, Jack Humbert. I'm not sure it's... We got Scotty Lanning in the booth. Scotty, how are you?
Scotty's not here, man.
I hear him. I'm thinking he clicked on the wrong room here. Either way, qualifying underway, Bruce Velasquez is going to put himself up top here. Oh, looks like my timing here is a little wonky. We'll have to reset that. Another driver on track, Ian Meneses. Putting in his lap, he's going to pull it off. Let's reload our SDK here. See if we can get our timing tower looking a little more the way it should here.
Yeah, I think we're having some technical difficulties maybe because mine's being a little weird too.
Yeah, yours is going to be based off of mine probably, but see if we can get that re-sorted out here. All right. All right, it's not cooperating. I'm just gonna have to restart the timing and scoring, but we'll jump on board here with Joseph Dormus in the meantime. Joseph yet to put a lap on the board, so he'll be trying to impress the fans at home, Stan.
Whoa, there we go. That's going to be impressive here in a second. Oh, man. Couldn't save it.
Joseph, one of our Stoob Tube cars, going to put it up into the wall, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what you're going to see a lot of. And what I've found whenever I'm racing Dover and officials is a lot of guys will get loose. And what would otherwise be a savable situation where you get loose and you just kind of, track left and catch the car, a lot of times you'll be too wide and they'll come down and either get spun or grab the right rear of somebody on the way by. And that'll be super common as well. You'll see that happening. A lot of wrecks that could have been saves, and because of the close racing, close quarters, then they can't save them.
That makes perfect sense to me, Stan, as we're on board here with Christopher Toppings. I mentioned earlier before you got in here, Christopher, the whole lot of technical issues with his equipment at home this week. Had some pedal issues to start with, had to rebuild the pedals, and then his hard drive went down today. Spent today working on his computer, so hopefully he's got all his gear back in shape here for a good race this evening. But that's going to pretty much do it here for qualifying. We got about 20 seconds left to go, but all of our drivers have put in their laps for this one, Stan. So I believe you're going to have to quickly check. They always throw me off with naming the race something, but then it has a different number of laps for the races. This one's the Dover 120, but I have to look here quickly and see how many laps it is because I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I can't find it, and I can't. My password's having some difficulty as well.
It is a 120 lap race here this evening, so this time it's added up.
That's good. That's good. I love it when the math is mathing.
So we'll take a look here at the grid while our drivers are gridding up, see where everybody qualified. Brad Harris going to lead the way. Aiden Darza to his outside. Some nice qualifying by Aiden. Bruce Velasquez and Jack Humber going to make up row 2. Dalton Moore in 5th, Chris Toppings in 6th, with Brock Shirley and Grady Mooney in 7th and 8th. James Johnson in 9th, Ian Meneses in 10th, Travis Plato in 11th, David Walker going to start in 12th. 13th place going to go to Eric Stuber in the Stube Tube car, Dustin Mooney in 14th, Jonathan Pereira in 15th, Joseph Dormus in 16th, Scotty Lanning in 17th, and Ronald Braylon going to round out the top 18. So 120 laps here around Dover, Stan. I know they have 3 spare sets of tires. How would you use those tires? Would you try and push the first step to halfway, or if there's, say, a early yellow, would you pop in and get some new rubber?
You know, I wouldn't want it too early. I guess I would want to see how the cautions were shaken out, because if you've only got, well, if you got 3 sets, then let me think. I have to do a little bit of math. That's what, 120. So every 30 laps, you could take some and be legit. Yeah, you know, I might. It's hard to say, honestly. I wouldn't want to be the leader having to make the decision. I would probably do opposite of what the guys in front of me were doing and hope for a long run. It's tough to say, because this is a kind of an unusual distance and tire allocation combo. I really don't know how I would handle that. I would know that every 30 laps minimum I would come get tires. If I got an early yellow like lap 8, lap 10, I would have to feel it out, see what everybody was doing.
Now, do you think 30 laps or 30 laps on a set of tires is manageable around Dover? Like, how abrasive is it on the tires?
Oh, it's manageable, but there will be a definite drop off in pace. Normally the fixed races are 50 laps, and you can feel it before halfway. So I'd definitely get some every chance I could, as long as the math was working.
Well, as the math was math, and here we go. Green flag stand off into turn 1.
Oh, they're already wrecking across the line. Big wreck back in the middle of the straightaway. Oh my gosh, the Stube Tube massacre back there. I think 3 of those. Oh no! They were wrecking for an hour. What happened?
We had Stube Tube on Stube Tube damage there.
One of those guys just got T-boned by the pace car.
I believe that was Travis Plato at the end getting into Brock Shirley, but Brock Shirley looked like he took the worst of that action, but we'll see if we can catch a replay. Same thing happened last week, Stan, where we had a pile up at the green flag, and it kicked off again this week. So let's see if we can get a replay queued up here and have a look at what happened.
It looked like somebody spun him. Maybe Shirley. Oh, did he get touched, or did he? Oh no! So I can't tell from that angle. The Stube Tube car, Brock Shirley, he was definitely. I couldn't tell if he was spinning him or if Jimmy Johnson there in a 48, if he clipped him on the way by.
I think he might have got clipped a little bit here. Let's see if we can take a look. Oh,
we need to really tell.
Yeah, we're gonna need to go back a little bit further here. See if we can...
I mean, he was definitely spinning them. He was definitely spinning the tires, but I don't know. I still can't tell. Honestly, I mean, maybe. I mean, tire spin here is gonna pitch you off to see. Maybe. I mean, he probably got clipped there. Honestly, it's hard to say for sure, but unless he just kept his foot in it with the wheel spinning, which, man, that's a bummer. You'll have to remind me, Rob. Do they do fast repairs? Do you get one?
I believe there's no fast repairs here, so it's kind of venture into the pits every time you go by there, Stan, to get some repairs done. Unless there was guys that weren't using them last race, but we had a number of drivers sitting in pits for a while getting repairs done. So I'm pretty sure there's no fast repairs. So
that's a bummer to get your car totaled on the first lap like that and no fast repair. That's going to make for a long, long day for all these guys.
Yeah, we got Brock Shirley and Dalton Moore in the pits. Looks like Jimmy Johnson has left the lobby, so we won't see him back the rest of the evening. But Dalton Moore, he's been in for service. He's going to head back out. So see if we can catch a glimpse of the damage looks like on his car. A little bit on the left side, but otherwise the car looks fairly clean, Stan.
Yeah, the Skittles ride's looking okay. He did get hit pretty good, but honestly, if you can keep from having contact on your wheels just about everything else is going to be manageable. So
Yeah.
it looked like he got hit in the door, quarter panel and door more than anything. He'll probably be okay, but that's just an unfortunate start when you have all this time. Like, Jimmy Johnson probably couldn't react in time to Brock Shirley spinning his tires, and then you have to ask yourself, it's like, why wouldn't you just be a little bit easier on the gas pedal when you have all day to figure this out? You know, I mean, there's you can. It's just racing. It's just NASCAR, especially at this track. Spinning the tires is such a problem. I mean, it happens all the time. So just sucks to see it happen on the first lap, and already pretty much end of the day for a couple of cars that would have been fast, no doubt.
Now, I don't imagine that a little bit of aero damage isn't going to affect you that much at Dover here. It's not a real high-speed track as far as aero dependency. So I'd assume those drivers that came in, Brock Shirley, Dalton Moore, should be able to get back on track and kind of maintain a decent pace. Yes, no?
Yeah, I mean, the aero will matter. Did we just go back green? Oh, wow, we did. Look at that, we're green. It will matter some. It is a pretty high-speed track. But it's just looks like we went for a single file restart there as well. I guess they do that when they stop trusting people to do double wide starts. I guess they go single file until everybody starts behaving again.
Yeah, it seems like they just kind of spitball it, I guess, depending on how the carnage unfolded. Because last week they had one single file restart again, and then all of them after that were double wide or 2x2 restarts. So see if we get another yellow how it works out. But we've got a couple laps on the board here now, Stan, so it looks like that single file restart was the way to go. Our Christopher Coppings, our broadcast compatriot here, got himself up into 5th place, up one spot. He's got Bruce Velasquez up ahead of him, and they've got Jack Humbert, our points leader, coming to this one in 3rd place, just up ahead of him too as well. So see if Jack can start to make his way up towards the front, one of our only Ford cars in the field.
Yeah, that's the thing about it, especially any NASCAR series, and I'm guilty of it too. Everybody just goes Chevy because Chevy looks cool, I guess, but it's nice to see a little bit of variety. Didn't see any Toyota action going on. Maybe somebody back there is in a Toyota, but yeah, it looks like, hey, there's a Toyota right there. Ronald Breland, way to represent there, buddy.
Yeah, Canadian at that. The lone Canadian, the lone Toyota, Stan.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he's he's getting after it here. The car that he just passed Plato there, he's damaged from the earlier incident. You can see his right front's kind of messed up. So that's a pretty easy pass for Breland. He gets by, but I mean, they're still battling back here for 15th, right? I mean, there's battles all over the racetrack. Yeah, that Skittles car doesn't look too bad. I think he made out pretty good from that incident. So it'll be interesting to see if he can work his way back up. But nice and spread out here. The single file restart does a lot for that to sort of let everybody settle into their pace. But you can already see now, I mean, you got cars that are getting sized up for passes. You see the 93 kind of entered middle and ducked low on exit. Let's go on board with him here. See, he enters higher, just a hair than Jack, but he cuts it low all the way to the bottom on exit. Look at that run he gets when he does that. That's going to give him a look into turn 1. Jack's going to take the air away. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. That line that he's running will set you up with the momentum. And if anybody in front of you gets loose or has to get out of the gas, get tight, headed for the wall or something, then you've got them on a straightaway running that line.
Looks like there's a nasty bump in the exit of turn 4 there. The Velasquez hit his car on. Look, it jumped about 6 inches up in the air.
I've lost track. There's so many bumps on this track. They're everywhere, man. It's rough. And you see, wow, looks like the 9 car making a move on Aiden there in the Scrub Daddy machine. Too wide for the lead. Oh, Aiden went way high into 3 there. That's gonna give the 9 the spot.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that top line works very well here around Dover.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly can't enter that high. I mean, you can kind of enter middle if your plan is to cut back low, but like running the middle for the entire corner on exit, it's just going to cost you because you're going to wash out towards the wall so hard and have to get out of the gas. So Aiden's running really high here. Does he bring it any lower on corner exit? Yeah, see how he gets down to the bottom for the exit? He's fine if he does that, but he'll get past if he stays up in the middle or top on exit.
Yeah, I wonder if he was just kind of backing out a little bit when he saw Harris up beside him, trying to leave some space not to cause any wreck, because it looks like he's back down to the bottom line. Again, here now,
Yeah.
what you were saying is the optimal line. So we'll see if Humbert has anything for him. We know he has the pace week in, week out. He's usually towards the front, but so he's working that bottom line really well, where Andarza really trying to get that top line going.
Yeah, too wide's just scary, man, because, you know, on the top lane, the tendency is for the car to get loose when it crosses that transition on the straightaway, and on the middle line, the tendency is for it to get tight. So you have these two cars that are just sort of merging together, depending on what line they're in, and too wide, unless you trust each other and you know what the guy's doing, then too wide's kind of scary in the race situation here at Dover. But they're doing pretty good. Looks like Velasquez taking a look on Andarza, who's going to have to enter the corner high again. He should be able to carry this momentum and put a little gap on him down the back. Yeah, he's making some ground up there.
It looks like the top line doesn't work too bad for him into 1 and 2, but it looks like 3 and 4 he's really losing a ton of pace. If they swap lines here now, where Velasquez went a little higher, trying to see if maybe Andarza found something up there, but I think it's safe to say that top in the 3 and 4 isn't working, but it seems to work okay in 1 and 2.
Yeah, you really, you can tell who's going to have a better run. Whoever gets it pointed straight down the straightaway, whoever can get it turned from the top or middle down to the bottom, the most noticeably, then they'll have a better run down the straightaway for sure. It looks like Andarza might have caught the apron up there, taking a look under Bruce back here on board with Chris Toppings. Looks like we've all kind of settled in. We're nice and spread out. Hopefully, we'll get to see some green flag pit stop action, which at this track is just unmitigated chaos if you have to do it. So hopefully we get to see that.
Yeah, would you lose, obviously we'd lose a full lap coming in pitting under green, but it would be almost 2 laps pitting under green, Stan? I know it's a real short track, but
it's close. So you'll lose almost 2 laps. But when you come out, you will make the ground up so much faster because the tires really will make a big difference. Fresh tires. You'll pass cars like they're standing still and make up 2 laps on a guy if he decides to try to stay out and hope for a caution. You'll make your laps up in no time flat. I mean, 10, 15 laps maybe.
We've got the Mooney brothers. I'm assuming they're brothers anyways. Here on track, Grady leading the way for Dustin. We'll see if the two of them can try and work their way up through the field, but that's 9th and 10th in the battle right now. A little farther back, we got Jonathan Pereira and Ronald Braylon, our lone Toyota, and battling it out. That's for 12th and 13th. Otherwise, it looks like Chris Toppings and David Walker right now, the only other real tight battle. A bit of separation amongst the rest of the field, but Walker looking really quick out of turn 2 there, Stan.
Yeah, if you notice out of turn 2, it looked like Chris Toppings grabbed the apron, and in reaction to that, Walker looks like he tagged the wall on the way by because I don't know what he thought was going to happen there with Chris Toppings, but that reaction kind of washed him up into the wall, and Toppings was just trying to save the car after he caught the apron on the bottom. So a lot going on there in a short span of time as we're almost 20% of the way through the race here, except for that initial wreck on the start. Pretty clean the rest of the way so far. The only car lap down is the number 18 Skittles machine of Dalton Moore, and he should be in position for a lucky dog. He's just back here. Yeah, he's fine. He's not fixing to get lapped again or anything. So, oh, there's another yellow. Yellow's out for something.
Yeah, it looks like Ian Meneses had an issue here.
Okay, he's exiting the pits. This is sketchy under green when you're trying to get up to speed. What happens to Ian? Oh my gosh! Oh no!
Oof, that was a hard hit.
Car is totaled. Thank goodness nobody was coming right when that happened, because you see what I'm saying? He crossed the track twice. The wreck starts on the bottom, he goes up to the top, and then washes back down to the bottom again. So he had two trips across the racing surface there, and fortunately, nobody was coming when it happened. So
yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't going real quick. That car shot up really quick up the top of the bank there, Stan. But
yeah, there's a big transition there on the apron. from like flat to banking. You can't really tell because it's all the same color right there, but it's just about as severe as the transition from the apron up to the racing surface. So you get like, you know, your tires are touching the ground, but almost only the part that says Goodyear. You're almost touching it with both sidewalls, and you just have no grip doing that. So you got to really tiptoe out of the pits here. And he was just getting after it because it's green. You want to get going, and just got crossed up.
We got a number of cars in the pits. Looks like from 6th on back to 15th. Looks like have come in for service here, Stan. But our top 5 deciding to stay out. It's going to be interesting
really
to see
surprised.
those old tires versus the new tires here.
You know, it's going to come down, I think, in a lot of cases to driver ability here. But if all things were equal, same driver skill, same everything, I mean, these new tires with 20 laps on them should just blow the doors off of these guys here, unless they've actively been saving. It's hard to tell. Maybe they were saving, but I would expect new tires to make a big difference. And with 5 guys up front on old tires, I would expect some action here pretty shortly after the restart. Hopefully, everybody remembers not to get too excited and doesn't spin them on this start, because it's just, you're so compressed coming into the restart zone here. It's so easy to have a wreck. Even if you spin them and you go, oh my gosh, and get out of the gas and save it, the guy behind you might not have been ready for you to check up that way, you know? So lots of stuff can happen here coming to the green. Everybody just needs to take a deep breath and get back up to speed here. Looks like we're trying for the double file again. Lights are out on the pace car as we creep our way down the backstretch at, I believe the pace speed's 45 here. Rob, if you can try to get a camera angle like from turn 1, looking back at the field on the start, or something where you can see the action happening in the back, because if somebody spins them up, then it's going to be a big wreck down the front. So hopefully everybody behaves. Pace car drops in. Coming into the zone now. Leaders in the zone. We're back green. Looks pretty orderly so far. You see some wheel spin. You see guys checking up. They're fanning out wide. There it goes. Joseph Dormus across the track. Head on into the wall. Takes out the Milwaukee car of Pereira. Holy cow. That could have been so much worse than it turned out to be. I can't believe he got wheel spin that far down the straightaway. Like, usually at that speed, you should be gripped up and have been working your way up through the gears enough there to make some ground up. And Rob, I don't know if you know you're muted. Oh man, he caught the, what?
I think it was just a self-spin there.
Well, he caught the apron, and I think that pitched him around, but like, that had to be the apron. That was just so weird.
See
like,
if we can get another angle here of it.
Yeah, if he turned the wheel right at all with his left sides on the apron there, yeah, man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, look, he checked up for Endarza, and I think that was Braylon in front of him. Went down to the apron, and then he just kind of hammered the throttle, and it spun up on him when he was on the asphalt as it transitioned back up to the concrete.
Yeah, and like, it's like we talked about, right? So that's a perfect example. Joseph Dormus, he got going on fresh tires. He was hooked up. Everything was great. And Aiden on the older tires spun him up. Joseph just wasn't ready, you know? I mean, he got to the left. He missed Aiden, but in that calamity of, oh my gosh, I'm not where I thought I was going to be now, just dipped the left sides down onto the apron and lost contact patch with the track and the tires and spun across. Thankfully, only catching one car on the way by, Pereira there in the Milwaukee car, but I mean, that could have been massive. Yeah, that transition where he just lands back on the racing surface coming up from the apron, that just pretty much flipped him around.
Yeah, you
I'm
can
cu-
hear the RPMs
Yeah.
really jump there once he got back up onto the asphalt, or it's from the asphalt onto the concrete.
Yeah, big time. Big time. So, yeah, that's just a bummer, man. I mean, this is a hard track. This is a challenging track that even, real drivers in the Cup Series, like earlier this year at the actual race here at Dover in real life, you had guys spinning themselves out from like second place, like good drivers who'd fought all day and got up to second and just couldn't hang as the race went on. I mean, this is hard. It's a tough place to get around.
It's definitely a stark contrast to where we're going to be next week at Talladega. It's
Well, Talladega's got its own problems. That's going to be a nightmare.
There we go. Lights are out on the pace car, so we'll go green again next time by. Looks like we're going to go single file again this time. Probably a wise choice.
Well, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see more of the same here because these front cars are on old tires still. So if they spin them, you really don't have anywhere to go if that big checkup happens anymore, right? So you're in kind of a weird situation now with the tires and going single file. What would have been safer may not be now. We're going to find out here in a second.
Yeah, I guess they get a little more room on track now, though. If they do spin it up, they can go either top or bottom to get around that car. But we're about to get underway again, Stan. Hopefully we can get back to green flag racing, similar to what we saw last time we started single file, but we're about to find out here in short order.
Yeah, we're going to see here. Brad Harris pulls into the restart zone. Ooh, this is a great angle. I like this, Rob. We're back green. Harris is on it. Looks like all the old tires got going okay. Yeah, that was a little bit better. That was a lot better, actually.
Yeah, looks like we are going green again. Everybody's still on track. A couple little wall rubs there, but Brad Harris got a nice jump there. Stan got himself up over a second ahead of Jack Humbert off that one. Both of those cars on older tires, so you shouldn't assume they get that much of a jump over Eric Stuber, who's our first car with new tires.
Yeah, that was a great restart for those guys. And now, these guys are going to be at a tire advantage. If we go green for a little while here, if we start having wrecks later, then they're going to have an extra set of tires at the end and should find themselves in a position to have fresher tires in the field if the action starts picking up later. So good call for these guys. They're still out in the lead and haven't used a set of tires either. So good for them.
Yeah, we got a battle here with Grady Mooney just ahead of David Walker, Bruce Velasquez in behind him. It's a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's actually our tightest battle on track. Ronald Braylon, one of our other drivers on older tires, is he's starting to fade back through the field here. Looks at those old tires not working as well for Braylon as they are for Harris and Humbert out front.
Yeah, and it could just be that he used them up more on the first run. He started in the back. He might have been trying to pass cars and just used more tire trying to do it as he gets way loose on exit. Big wreck ahead, big wreck.
Oh, it was one of the Mooney brothers. Fortunately, it looks like for Scotty Landing, nowhere to go as Mooney was sliding back down and he got into him.
What the heck happened? It looked like somebody just got hooked into the wall, but it cut away as soon as it started. I might have missed exactly how that happened, but that was a rough one, man.
Oh, looked like it already happened there. Let's see.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. Let's see. Brock Shirley. Oh, he gets shipped into the... Oh, my gosh, man. What a wreck.
Yeah, for some reason it's not flagging Grady Mooney until he was already spinning around here. Let's see if we can try and figure out what happened here a little earlier on. Dalton Moore might have a camera angle of this one we can take a look at.
I think it's time that we, the drivers and broadcasters of the WRL League, have a little discussion. How long were they wrecking before everybody else arrived and decided that they wanted to be a part of it as well? How long was that wreck happening? I mean, they were wrecking in turn 3 when all these guys were exiting turn 2. Like, there's all the time in the world. Like, there's all the time in the world to not be in this wreck, but instead, everybody decides they want to be in it. You know, it's up to them. If they want to be in the wreck, then good for them. But, you know, we're losing cars out of the race, and I want to see some racing, man. Like, oh, clip the apron. Is that what happened?
He
gets loose. He's trying. He didn't get. Oh my gosh, David Walker just got hosed. He just got absolutely. And David Walker is lucky he didn't get destroyed when everybody else arrives on the scene at Mach 3 into this wreck. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, that was such an avoidable situation. Like, Mooney, whatever, that's Dover. Like, that happens. I understand all that. But everybody else that came into the wreck without thinking about slowing down for it, everybody just needs to think a little. Oh, what have we got here? Oh, I thought you were.
I was trying to find a onboard from, I think it might have been Scotty Lanning that came in there at the end, just to try and see what he was looking at. Well, he slowed down, but unfortunately just ran out of track. There was still nowhere to go.
Take us back. Take us back a little bit further, if you can. Give me, like, from turn 1, from Scotty Lanning's perspective. Okay, right here is the time to stop. Like, just stop the car. But it's not just Scotty, right? Scotty's just the onboard here. I mean, 18 car, the Skittles car, just drilled Brock Shirley into the wreck, who might have been slowing up enough to miss it. Or at least go high. Like, this right here, like, holy cow. Like, man.
Yeah, he just kind of sent Brock Shirley in there with
yeah, I mean,
nowhere to go.
Shirley. Oh, we're back green. Okay, I'll stop whining.
But we're going to try a double file again this time, Stan. Brad Harris going to get a big jump again over Jack Humbert. Eric Stuber, though, looking up the inside of Bruce Velasquez already.
Yeah,
Stuber's
he's
still on
take it
fresher
in
tires than those
oh
three
boy,
cars.
that was he entered really low there and washed up. I thought he was fixing to tag Jack on the way by, but we're still green for now.
Yeah, Velasquez probably has a good shot of this battle here. Not quite sure which lane to pick, which car to follow here, but looks like he's going to follow Humbert.
Yeah, I mean, that was just the best place for him to take the run there. Coming in high here. I mean, that's a good little, oh my gosh. Stu washed up a little bit there. I think he startled Velasquez there, and Velasquez just touches the wall, but it's tough to enter low. You got to really, oh my gosh, is it like a coordinated Stube Tube attempt on Velasquez's life here? What is going on? Both the Stube Tube cars washed up and scared the crap out of him.
It looks like he's got it gathered back up now, but Christopher Toppings was able to get around him too as well. Joseph Dormus, 12 positions gained up ahead.
No, Joe! Oh, what about? Well, that's all those positions gone. Joseph Dormus wrecks for the 94th time today. Golly, man!
Just gave him the commentator's curse. Sorry, Joseph.
Yeah, they're going to run out of replacement parts in this pit.
Let's see what happened to him. This might have been another solo spin. Oh, no. He had a little bit of contact with Toppings. I'm not sure if
well, he did bounce off the wall.
Down or
Dormus bounced off the wall. Quintessential Dover incident there. He just washes up and trying to come off the wall. There he is, you know, just Toppings had left him plenty of space.
Just one of those things. NASCAR gonna NASCAR.
Yeah, and in that case in particular, Dover's gonna Dover. So that's pretty standard. But good news, everybody. We're now a third of the way through this nightmare. It's well, that's a little mean. It's not a nightmare, but it's been an interesting first 40 laps for sure.
It might be whoever has rubber left on the car that wins this one, Stan.
Honestly, so Harris and Humbert and I think Velasquez, those are the guys that haven't pit yet, right? So who, or is it just, I think it's just Harris and Humber. Those are the last guys that haven't pit at some point. Those guys are geniuses. They're up here leading this race, and they've just got such a tire advantage right now because they keep wrecking behind them. Like, they're just saving their tires. When stuff happens later.
They got clean cars too, Stan.
Yeah, no damage. They've kept the cars clean. They're running 1-2. And, you know, they're at least one, maybe two sets of tires ahead of some of these guys right now. Anytime there's a yellow later in the race, they can just come get fresh tires and have, you know, 10, 20, 30 lap better tires than anybody else. Whatever happens to these guys, unless these guys end up in a wreck, I think you're looking at the two guys that are going to be contending for the win right now, barring something totally unusual. Even if they drop back, all they got to do is put tires on, and they're going to be right back up at the front because they've got such an advantage that they've been allowed to build because everybody behind them won't stop wrecking.
I think you've just gone and commentator cursed them now, Stan.
Well, you can clip it, and if it's my fault later, then you can. I'll accept the blame. But it looks like the big brain move of the race is going to go to these guys right now, unless something really unusual happens.
Here comes Scotty landing back out on track, just ahead of the pack. He's still got a fair bit of damage on his car as he breezed by our camera. Looks like we're down to, looks like 10 cars on the lead lap now, Stan.
You know, that's pretty good for a Dover race, honestly. that's not too out of line. And, you know, there's still lots of time with the amount of yellows we've been getting. If everybody will just be cool, these guys could get these laps back. I see 1 lap, 4 laps, 8 laps down. I mean, these guys can get them back. It's possible.
I'm showing Dustin Mooney is our first car a lap down, so he's the driver going to be hoping for another quick yellow here.
Yeah, Mooney might actually. Is Mooney a lap down, or is he going to be?
I'm showing him a lap down in 11th right now. The first car. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, Mooney just has to take a deep breath and watch out here as we're coming to green. Hopefully, we got old tires still, so it looks like they know what they're doing with them. We're back green. Everybody's going okay. Oh, the window! It was me! It was me!
You did the thing, Stan. You cursed Harris.
No, Brad Harris. I was just talking so good about him, and now he's totaled.
We're still under green, though. No yellow that time.
Oh, man.
Let's take a quick look here at what happened to Harris.
He just spun him. He just got too excited getting up through the gears. I was talking about old tires on the restart.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, wait a minute. What happened to him?
It was delayed there before he got going, and then
it looks like he missed a shift or something, but you can't really do that in these.
See if we can go on board with him and listen to it here.
It was like, that was so weird.
Oh, it sounded like he downshifted instead of
Okay, I mean,
hey,
I hadn't seen that one.
He just
I haven't seen that before.
He just said something on the comms. I couldn't quite make it out, but something about you gotta love when you shift. I think he might have hit the downshift instead of the.
Did we forget we weren't in an H pattern car? Was he trying to go to third?
I don't know. He has fallen out of this one, so the commentator curse lives on. That's going to put our Stoop Tube driver with fresh tires up behind Jack Humbert now. So Humbert, our lone driver without making a pit stop right now. See how well he could stay out ahead of this 3-car pack that's in behind him of Stuber, Toppings, and Velasquez.
Well, wait a minute. Are we really assigning that on the commentator curse? I mean, it'd be one thing if like an act of God happened, then that's totally my fault. But he kind of did that one to himself. I don't think I can take the blame for that one now.
He did, but you talked about how well they were doing it. It was going to be their race to win. So.
Man, I put him under too much pressure. Dadgummit.
It happens.
Man.
So
on board with Velasquez here.
These guys they pit. Stuber and Velasquez pit on lap 24. Toppings on lap 28. And then Braylon is a little farther back. He pit on lap 35, so 24 lap newer tires at a minimum here for the two cars trying to chase down Humbert, and it looks like he's still managing to open up a gap over these three drivers.
Yeah, honestly, really impressive from Jack Humbert here. He's really maintained the tires well. He really just must not have pushed them at all early. I'm sure he's pushing them a little more now as he's pulled out this big lead, but that's pretty impressive for him to be on 50-lap old tires and still, looking at live timing and scoring, the fastest car on the track last lap.
Well done to him. He's managed to save his stuff, I guess, while he's been out front, Stan.
Yeah, really, really impressive. That's a skill that is hard to teach. It's hard to learn. If you can do that, then you're really a threat to win some races. If you can just keep the tires under you for longer than the rest of the guys can. Golly, he just keeps. He's still, the last 2 laps, he's been the fastest car on the track on the oldest tires. That's just incredible, honestly. Really, really cool.
Yeah, well done by him. Let's take a look at the conditions we got here. So we started out 99-degree Fahrenheit track temps. We jumped up 10 degrees here, Stan. 109 degrees now track temp. So it's going to affect our driver's tire usage a little bit more. So Humbert looking strong right now with that pit strategy.
Yeah, it's getting hotter out here, and that is gonna affect the tires a little more, make them a little less grippy and all that. But it just really doesn't seem like the 64 cares at all. He's just still. He's given up a couple of tenths of the cars behind the last couple laps, but after watching him all race, I'd have half a mind to think that he's intentionally managing the gap and just taking care of his stuff. So really, really great effort as looks like Stuber gets around. Wait a minute. Oh no, who's that?
That's
Brock Shirley. He's trying
to
get a lap back. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
He's trying to get one of his 17 laps back. Never say never, buddy.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
We got Jonathan Pereira and Dalton Moore battling it out there. That Skittles machine with a little bit of damage on the front end punched in.
Man. Yeah. And honestly, I'm surprised he's got. Oh, yeah. Well, he ran into the back of Shirley into that second wreck. So never mind. I know exactly where that damage is from. The 38 car was also involved in a wreck, and he's looking like he's in pretty good shape. So he has some of the older tires of the guys that have pit, but he's still making some pretty good time now.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the tires really fall off all that much after the first few laps. It looks like they kind of maintain for a little bit before they really start to go away in about 30 laps or so a run. But he's doing well right now. Pereira up 9 spots where he qualified. Ronald Braylon, though, is one of our drivers that was on the older tires. He came into pit, I think it was just before that last yellow. Still got himself up 13 spots in 5th place. He's got a lap car of David Walker in behind him, but he's only 2 seconds back of our 4th place car, Christopher Toppings.
Yeah, he's making some really good time here as well. Last few laps, he's definitely made some time up on Toppings. Toppings really struggling here. Toppings is over a half a second down on most of the cars around him right now as far as lap time goes. So he's definitely struggling with something here. But we're getting really spread out here. You know, everybody's really going to be racing the track more than each other as we continue to spread out. But we're going to need to be talking about a pit here soon for Jack Humbert, just for fuel alone. I think you could go, I want to say you can go something like 80 laps or something on a tank of gas. I don't really remember what the fuel distance is, but it's...
He's just gone by the halfway mark now, so...
On the same set of tires, man. It's crazy. That's really, really very impressive. So he's putting on a show right now. He's continuing to stretch this gap out over the cars behind him. This is really a track where, you know, being the better driver is going to make a difference here. And Jack Humbert's really proven that out of all the guys in the league so far in this race, he's he's definitely got a handle on this track better than everybody else.
Yeah, I'm just having a look here at the top speeds amongst their drivers in each lap, and he's up in the top 10 or so with speeds each lap, which is kind of surprising. He's still opening up that gap. Humbert running around 168 for his top speed. We've got Velasquez ran a 169 last time, Toppings 171, and Brock Shirley 170. So Humbert able to open up that gap stand all the while saving a little bit of tires there too as well, it looks like.
Yeah, and honestly, at this track, like, top speed's cool, but your mid-corner speed is really where you're going to make your time up. So he might be a little bit slower at the end of the straightaway than some of these guys, but he's rolling the corners better than anybody out there right now. Brad Harris was leading at the restart. After that tire spin incident, he is about to be lapped now. He is tail end of the lead lap. The car behind him is Jack Humbert. He's fixing to be lapped after leading at this last restart. That is such a bummer. Yeah, you can see Jack coming into frame there. That is just unfortunate, man.
Yeah, nobody wishing for a yellow flag more than Brad Harris right now, so he can get into the pits, get a little bit of damage knocked out on the front of his car, and potentially try and have another shot at taking this win. But Humbert coming up quick on him, so Harris definitely fighting a ill-handling car as he's going to go high and let Humbert go by.
Yeah, honestly, he might be having he might have a toe knocked out or something, because I can see him really struggling on corner entry, washing up so hard right there. Like, he's got to have suspension damage. What's going to be happening now is his suspension geometry being all messed up is going to be wearing out one of his tires more than the other, whether the left front or the right front. And iRacing doesn't render it. You can't see it when a tire blows, but you'll feel it if it blows. So he's in rough shape here. He really needs a yellow, or he needs to just cut his losses and go pit road and at least get a set of tires on it to hold him over to the yellow and hope it comes.
Yeah, he's falling a lap down now, and looks like in short order, probably another 4 or 5 laps, he might fall another lap down, Stan. So we got a battle here between Velasquez and Stuber for second place.
And Velasquez has made up a little ground here on Stuber. Stuber with the clean air really, really matters here. The clean air is such a massive advantage, but Velasquez is hanging pretty tough as he gets, whoa. I don't know if he got loose. Oh, he's pitting. Oh, Velasquez pitting. Velasquez last pit at lap 24. It's not like he needs tires necessarily, but maybe he's just trying to out-strategize us here.
Interesting, because we know it looks like Chris Topping's coming in with him too as well. But our leader, Jack Humbert, who hasn't pitted at all, is still out there. So I suspect if these guys are coming in, we should see Humbert come in short order here with the green flag stop.
Maybe. I mean, he's still turning really good lap time. I don't know what the fuel range is on the car, honestly. I have forgotten since my last race, but if he's still out here, he's only down a second off of his best lap time. The best time that he set all race was a 23:61. His last lap was a 24:64. So right at a second of lap time fall off. Everybody else is way worse. I mean, everybody else ran like mid-high 23s for their fast lap, and they're running like mid-25s. Humbert is over a second faster than the competition on the same, running up front with him. Right? Oh, boy. Wow. That could have been huge. Scotty landing in the wall. We have a yellow.
Oh.
We have a gift for Jack Humbert, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, is it a gift, though, Stan? Because we saw...
is that who I think it is?
That is Joseph Dormus.
Yes, it is who I thought it was. Okay. That's, I don't think they're fixing that one, buddy.
Yeah, I think he's, it's pooch this time. That right front tire is,
yeah, I don't think it's supposed to look like that.
It's inoperable. We'll take a look at what happened to him.
Yeah.
I think David Walker might have got wrapped up in it too as well. But we got we got Travis Miller and Blake Nance in chat putting bets on drivers. They're looking for Dalton Moore to make some moves here, so we'll have to take a look and see where Dalton gets himself sorted out after the pit cycle here as he's coming into the pits. That's the Skittle car. So we'll see
You
where he
didn't tell
cycles
me I
through.
could. You didn't tell me I could gamble on this. What do you mean? I want to be a degenerate and put some money on it.
We'll have to throw it up on Twitch so we can get the gambling bets in there too as
Oh
well.
man! Did Breland stay out?
Breland did stay out. Him,
We've
Pereira,
got
and
some-
looks like Scotty Landing all stayed out.
I'm gonna level with you, Rob.
Not a wise
I
strat.
have no idea what the strategy is. Man, we're gonna see some spinning tires on. Oh yeah, let's see what happened to Dormus here. Oh man, he's just really. Oh, and he clipped the apron. Oh man, Joseph Dormus with a huge headache post race from that one.
Yeah, he's got to go to the infield care center for sure. Let's see what happens to
Yeah,
David.
there you go. He's gonna have to do a concussion baseline on that one. Oh my
Almost-
gosh.
Oh,
Oh
David-
my gosh, 2 wrecks in totally different parts of the track, and Pereira comes. No.
David Walker got a little help there. I'm not sure who that
Yeah,
was. See if
that
we get a
was
different
really.
angle here. It was almost
That was really
simultaneous with the
unfortunate.
Dormus move. That was the 5
okay.
car.
All right.
That was
I want
the
to talk
5.
about this wreck. I want to talk about this one because and not for the reason that I normally want to talk about it. It's so obvious what happened there, and it's such a bummer because it looked like it was really good racing up until that happened. The 5 car and David, they were splitting. It looked like that was Velasquez. They split him down the back. When you enter so low into the corner, you are always going to wash up unless you check up way, way, way early and make sure you hook the bottom. So the 5 car, Mooney, he went in there just a little hot, washed up just a little bit. And of course, David Walker is trying to run down to the middle to make the corner. I bet Velasquez has a really good view of that one. Or really, honestly, even Pereira. Pereira's onboard is probably great of that one because I think he was behind the initial wreck. But they split the slow car of Velasquez down the back and then just came together in the corner.
Let's see if we can get a onboard here of Pereira.
Oh, man.
Hold on here. Let me try it again here. There we go.
Oh yeah, if you could back that up to like middle of 1 and 2, then you're really gonna see like it's so obvious what happened there.
Let's see if I can get back a little farther there.
Yeah, here you go. Give me. Yeah, that's who we want right there. So 1 and 2. I guess Velasquez, did he just come out of the pits or what happened? Or who did they split? This must be from
That
lap before.
is Breland, I think, up ahead of them. Yeah, it's Breland,
Yeah.
Toyota. So they're going to
This
sprint
must have
ahead.
been from the lap before.
Breland was still on the old tires at this point in time.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so here comes Velasquez out of the pits. He comes up like normally, like what you'd expect. And the 5 car thinks, oh, I got him. I'm going to get him on the bottom here where he can't defend me. And then just goes in a little hot. That was some really good racing until it wasn't, though. That's a bummer that Dave Walker got spun because that was really good stuff. As we're back green. Sorry, I'm talking about the wreck as we go green. And Jack Humbert on the freshest tires in the race, back to the lead. See you later, Jack. Have fun out there. Man, Breland. So Breland stayed out and now is dropping back. This camera angle. Humbert's just going to leave him. Like, Humbert is just going to walk away here.
Yeah, Breland pit on lap 35, so he's got, what's that? Hella old tires, we'll just put it that way. Right to the back. Stuber pit on 73, Moore on 73, Pereira pit on lap 28, so 3 out of our top 5 drivers on fresh tires. You need to see how that's working out for Jack Humbert. He's just pulling away, but Breland doing well to hold off Stuber right now.
Oh boy, that was close. Man, Stuber sticks his nose in there. He doesn't want to wait. Stuber pit on the same lap, and he just doesn't want to let Humbert get too far away. He knows Humbert's fast. Man, golly. The only thing I can think of about the Breland strategy, maybe he recognizes the tire advantage that Jack Humbert has, and he's trying to save a set for later as well. But
maybe
you're just at such a disadvantage right now because you're so much slower. I mean, everybody else around him pit lap 73. Pereira last pit lap 28. Everybody else pit lap 67 or later out here. Oh, man, David Walker in the wall. And who else was that back there? Brad Harris in the wall. Heck on. Big contact with those guys. Harris trying to make some time up. He's a lap down. He wants to get his lap back. Because he knows this car's fast enough. You can tell he fixed it.
Back on the lead lap now. He got the lucky
Oh, is
dog.
he? My timing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My timing's messed up. Okay.
Oof.
Oh my gosh, that was a big hit. I think
trying to move the wall.
Yeah. I think the wall got to taste the rainbow there for a second.
He tasted the rainbow. I don't think he liked it.
Yeah, I don't think he did either.
But this is a battle as we've got lap cars battling in behind too as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of action going on back here mid-pack. Up front, it's boring. Jack Humbert's just walking away with it, but this is good stuff back here.
Sorry, I was wrong there. Brad Harris is still a lap down. Travis Plato is our first car, a lap down in P8. Correction for the fans at home.
I mean, Brad Harris still could. We'll have to see what the yellows end up shaking out as, but Brad Harris could still put a hurting on him. If he's able to get his lap back, then he's dangerous.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's able to get the repairs done that he needed though in that machine stand. He was pretty slow for that caution.
It looks a lot better right now. It looks like he's keeping pace, so he might not have them all done, but I think he could.
Up front, though, we got Stuber and... Sorry, who's that? Oh, that's a lap car going underneath. I was going to say that's a battle for position, but that's not. That's the 93 trying to go around and get his lap back, Bruce Velasquez.
Yeah, Velasquez would love to be able to go up there and pass Jack Humbert and get at least to where he's only one lap down, because then a wave around would just change his whole day. So I don't know if he's going to be able to do it, though. Jack Humbert is really, really fast. Jack Humbert's just running dang near the same lap times out here, man. He ran a 24:16 a lap ago, 24:18 this last time by. And Velasquez, oh my gosh, what just happened? Mooney in the wall.
Yeah, a little wall rub there, a little kiss.
Yeah, he looks okay. He's really high. I need to cut it back low here to make this work. There he goes. Good job, buddy. Yeah, it's lots of good action through the field here. It's some really, really entertaining stuff. Only 6 cars on the lead lap, but one yellow could change everything here for a lot of these guys. So
yeah, we got lap cars and lead lap cars all intermingled there. Let's throw up the battle box. We have an idea who's near who right now, because it's a little dicey when you got that much overlap amongst the classes. But it's Breland, our third place car, with a couple lappers in behind him. Mooney, Moore, Toppings, all trying to work their way around. Various lap down amongst these cars.
Yeah, really, Breland the biggest mover of the day. I mean, he's struggling out there on old tires right now, but he's doing pretty well. He's up 15 spots. He started dead last and up 15 spots to third place right now. So good on him. Maybe this strategy move that he's making will pay off. Because I'm sure if we get another yellow, Humbert's got to pit. I mean, if everybody else behind him pits, then, well, I don't know. He was walking away from him on old tires before. He could just stay out. So,
yeah, Breland getting reeled in here quick by Dalton Moore. Moore with a little bit of damage on the front end, but it's much newer tires. See how much easier it is for him to hold the bottom, or Breland. He's kind of middle up at best with that car stand. He's not able to hold the bottom at all.
Yeah, it's on the old tires especially. I mean, you use them a lot to run the bottom. You know, if you can get slowed up mid-corner, kind of in the middle of the groove, and then cut back down bottom,
you can get the wheels straight a lot earlier, and that won't hurt your tires so bad. But if you try to get down there, honestly, Breland isn't doing himself too many favors on the tires, but he's hanging tough. He's hanging tougher than I thought he would at the restart, to be honest with you. So I could sit here and tell everybody what I think's the right way to do it, but Breland's proven me wrong. So good job.
He's managing those tires well so far. I actually thought he was going to fall back fairly quick with the majority of the field in behind him coming in to get fresh rubber, but he's doing well. Doing well.
Yeah.
That said, there's only 6 cars now on the lead lap, so Scotty Landing's got himself back on the lead lap, though.
Yeah, Scotty Landing with a good show in there. He's kind of been he'd been towards the tail for a lot of the race, and his car kind of looks like a dune buggy right now, but he's doing okay. Last car on the lead lap. I mean, he could go in and pit if we get another yellow and fix a lot of that. So he just he got involved. I didn't see any wrecks that were his fault. He got in several of them, and he just
he got caught up in that wreck with where Shirley got booped in the rear by, I think it was Dalton Moore. He had nowhere to go on that one, but
maybe that was one of the ones that, I don't know, maybe that one was kind of partly on him for ending up in it, but he's been in more than that. It hadn't all been his fault. So
he's going to get caught by our leader here, Humbert, very quickly. Is Humbert going to make his way around Brock Shirley? That car hurting too as well. So the Stoop Tube cars not faring all that well, except for the lead Stoop Tube car here, Eric Stuber in second place. Another driver up 11 spots too as well. So good races by Eric Stuber, Ronald Breland, 11 positions gained, 15 positions gained. Jonathan Pereira too as well, up 11 spots. Dalton Moore, our only driver that's still in the position he qualified, staying in 5th place.
Yeah, I mean, everybody on the lead lap is actually running a very impressive race right now because everybody's made up or at least held their position. Lots of guys that started up towards the front. Aiden Ondarza, the admin, he's been on pit road for a while. I didn't see what put him there. But then you've got like Brad Harris, right? I mean, he qualified on pole, had that little issue, and now he's running in 11th, 1 lap down, and just really tough to, or no, I think he's yeah, it's a rough day out here, man. He's 4 laps down.
4 laps down.
You can see how he ended up that far back, man.
I think he stayed in the pits to get majority of that damage fixed, and that's what put him down.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man, to be leading the race and have something like that happen. You know, end up with a tore up car, and it goes green, right? It's one thing if he can get a yellow right away and go deal with it, but he was just struggling out there, is landing in the wall. Trying to leave room for Humbert on the way by, being a nice guy, but tags the wall to do it. So,
yeah, that car is it's a hurting machine. We've seen him down pit road a number of times to get it fixed up. That right front corner is definitely jacked up. It's looking a little bit like a super late model dirt oval car right now.
Yeah, kind of looking like one of those UMP modifieds or something. But hey, he's first car lap down. We get a yellow, and he's back in this thing. So.
Yeah, as long as he can stay that first car lap down spot. Actually, looking, we only have 2 other cars lap down. Mooney and Plato. That's, Dustin Mooney and Travis Plato. Grady Mooney back in 15th place. So Dustin Mooney carrying the flag here for the Mooney family tonight. He would love to see well, I guess he wouldn't love to see a yellow now that Landing is a lap down, but
well, you know, stay out, get the wave around. These guys are, I mean, I don't know. Humbert really might not pit if they get another yellow, but I think if he did pit and somebody tried to outsmart him, then, I mean, I think he would just pass him on fresh tires. Like, if I were Humbert and we get another yellow, I'd pit for sure.
Yeah, he's still got 2 more spare sets of tires in the pit stand. He can carry some over until next week.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's saving his team money. They can take those tires to the next race and not have to buy 2 sets.
Hell, they can even start next race on the set he's got on there now. He's
right. Yeah, they're probably still at 96%.
He hasn't used much of the rubber on them, but good race by him. He's got 8 seconds over Eric Stuber. Stuber holding this strong, 3.2 seconds ahead of Breland. So top 3 podium positions fairly spread out. Jonathan Pereira's got himself around Dalton Moore though, up into 4th place. As Pereira making his way around the lap car of Toppings.
Yeah, Toppings scared me there. Toppings was about to knock that wall down. And then Dalton Moore here. staying on the lead lap still. I mean, if it goes green, Humbert might get to Dalton, but he probably. I bet Dalton stays on the lead lap to wrap this up.
Or just exiting turn 4 and Humbert into turn 3. So the gap comes down
Humbert's
quickly.
just so fast. Yeah, I mean, Humbert's almost a full second faster. So it's, about a 24-second lap. We got 14 to go. I mean, the math says Humbert could catch him, but we'll find out here.
Yeah. I think we're at the point where it doesn't really matter much if Humbert catches him or passes him or not. Don't have really any battles going on in the field. We got a lot of overlap between lap cars, but fairly spread out here. Things kind of tame down the second half of the race compared to the first half. Things get drivers that's a little adjusted to the track temps, I guess.
Well, that's always the way it works too, because let's just be real about it. The guys that are going to wreck are going to wreck and be done early, and then the guys that aren't going to wreck are still going to be here racing at the end. So it always gets a little bit cleaner later, unless you get a late yellow, and then all bets are off.
We've got, I just said Stuber was holding a nice gap over Breland, but that gap just went down about 2 seconds. Breland's starting to reel in Stuber.
Yeah, Stuber might have had a little moment there, or maybe had to check up for landing or something. Let's see what is. Yeah, I don't quite see anything on the timing that would indicate it to me, but Breland is a couple tenths faster, and he's within striking distance now. Let's see. Oh, man, Breland is a full 3/10 faster as Lanning lets him go by. We could have a battle for second here brewing, because he's definitely close enough to do something here. With 10 laps to go.
Wonder if he backed off quite a bit there, Stan, to kind of cool those tires down, as he is on the older tires. Maybe Stuber used his up trying to pull away from Breland early on. Now he's coming back to him.
Man, it could be. I mean, because Breland is on way older tires, but Breland is catching him by about 3/10 a lap. So,
yeah, last time by, Breland ran a 24.7 to Stuber's 25.0. So yeah, catching that gap now down to 4/10.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't make up as much that lap, but it looked like Stuber might have been getting tight, but it's hard to say now. They were a lot closer in lap time that lap, as Breland has to get out of the gas there to keep from popping the wall. I'm sure Breland will be a slower lap this time, but he's still there with him, still making up time on a mid-corner. Looks like Stuber's really struggling over that bump in turn 3 you were talking about. I mean, he just shoots up the track every time he goes in there.
Yeah, I wonder if he's got some damage we can't quite see there, Stan, that's kind of throwing it off a little bit. It looks like he's struggling to hold the bottom.
Oh my gosh, he's right on him here too. We're going to have a battle for second. Breland peaks low. Stuber tries to take it away. Breland just needs to set him up. Breland's smart here. He'll wait till he can get a big run on him and get beside him on a straightaway. Stuber fades low trying to defend. Oh, when he gets the apron, Breland can't quite get there. He has to check up. He can't get alongside for the corner entry. Great stuff here.
It's like catching him was one thing, getting around him is going to be another one.
For sure, for sure. Good exit for Breland as Stuber tries to fade up. Oh, man, that is aggressive, man. Breland just needs to... I like what he's doing here, but he can definitely get fully alongside Stuber on a straightaway. If he's just patient, he can get there. But Stuber's already shown he'll make a big block on you there, like he did going down the front last lap. 5 to go here, running out of chances.
Make him earn it, that's for sure.
Dalton Moore's getting ready to get lapped by Jack Humbert. No big deal there. It's this is where the action is right here. This battle for second is good stuff. 4 to go.
Oops.
Nope, you're good. Yeah, Breland, it looks like Breland's just trying to figure him out. He's trying to come up with his game plan. I've seen Breland get the apron a couple times, though, and cost himself a run. He needs to be a little careful about that, because he can for sure get Eric Stuber. Runs a lane high, gets the clean air on the nose, more downforce, just more drivability. Here it is. Ooh. Here it is. Stuber oh no! All right. So Ronald Breland moved
Stuber
Eric
unhappy
Stuber. No, I bet he is. I bet he is. But let's, man. All right. What? What do we got? Man, all right. Let's be real, okay? If I'm Ronald Breland. Oh, that was a totally unrelated spin. Okay, never mind. I don't have any.
That was Brock Shirley.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. If I was Eric Stuber, I would also be upset. Eric Stuber knew the game he was playing, though, by not fading all the way out to the wall on corner exit like you do. Like, you can't have a guy with a run low and then try to run low on exit. Ronald Breland did not intentionally wreck Eric Stuber. Ronald Breland wrecked Eric Stuber, okay? That's what happened. But Eric really made it possible by not just running the line. He's trying to fade low to cover off Breland, and he's given up exit speed to block. Like, he got himself wrecked. That's unfortunate. But that's what it is.
One of those things, I guess. Let's take a look from the chopper cam. Oh, I don't know. I think he might have a point there, Stan. Looks like Stuber just kind of held his line, and Breland might have drove right into him.
No. All right, go back a couple of laps. Let's look at the line that Stuber's running on corner exit for like maybe 2 laps up to the wreck. Where's he going? Oh, not that one. Yeah, that's the...
I think he just drove into him.
Nah, man, you can't. At most, I would call it a racing incident. If I wanted to be really, really nitpicky about it, then I would even say...
Oh, it's a racing incident for sure. I'm just saying, I think if I had to put blame on it, I'd put about 60% on Breland, 40% on Stuber on that one. Maybe 45, 55, but...
I'm totally the opposite. I could not be more opposite on that one. I mean, Stuber played a risky game and paid the price. I mean, I'm not saying Breland didn't run into him. Breland absolutely ran into him. But, like, you would never expect a guy to run slower out of the corner just to block you at somewhere like Dover. Nobody's doing that. Like, that's...
Yeah.
That's not...
Stuber was obviously trying to pinch him down low, keep him down low. But...
Yeah, and that, I mean, you do stuff like that, and that's what happens. Especially somewhere like this, where you're full commitment on corner exit, trying to get the best run that you can. Like, I would be mad too if my plan backfired and bit me in the butt. I would also be upset. But that's what it is. That was a backfiring of a risky maneuver on Stuber's part.
We got 5 cars on the lead lap. Looks like we're going to get 1 shot at a green-white checker here, Stan.
Love it.
I think the
I have a feeling
safe money's probably on Humbert. But who knows?
Yeah, is it too late to bet on him? I'll bet on him.
You're not going to get very good odds on him.
What is...
I'm not sure what Brock Shirley's doing here.
I don't think Brock Shirley's sure what Brock Shirley's doing here. That was dumb.
Either way.
That?
He's
that's all right. That's some collusion. That's dumb, man.
Yeah, that's probably a good.
Well,
It's probably a good way to get yourself banned from a.
That's a good way to get Stoob Tube the week off. You're gonna have to show up in different paints and try to sneak in under the radar after that one. That is ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
That is just some sorry stuff right there. Holy cow! Oh man, I mean, it's not even like debatable. It's not even like the first rule of wrecking a guy on iRacing is you got to make it look like an accident. That's the rule.
Yeah.
That could not have been more obvious.
All that over racing incident. Either way,
Yeah,
Jack,
all that over an incident that was Eric Stuber's damn fault.
either way,
That
that's
is
going to give Jack
embarrassing.
Humbert the win, well-deserved win for him. Came
Yeah,
into
very
it.
well deserved.
Came into it leading the championship. He's going to exit it leaving the championship with 2 races to go. So I would say it doesn't look like right now it's his to take. I don't really see anybody jumping up to try and take it away from him coming into this one, but he came in with a commanding lead. He's going to exit with a commanding lead. I'm just trying to find the points here again so I can see how big his gap was, who the second place car was. Can't remember who it was coming in with the points. Dalton Moore came in second points. Oh, Dalton Moore going to finish in third, so that gap not going to open up a huge amount, but enough for Humbert to feel comfortable the last 2 races.
Yeah, I'd bet the house on Humbert. He's well, you know, Talladega, anything can happen to though. So before I get too confident here, it's I have to keep an eye on Talladega. But where do they go for the championship race, Rom? I don't remember the schedule.
Oh, I just had it in front of me here. I believe Charlotte is the final race.
Okay, yeah, I mean that'll be, man, somewhere like that where driver skill really matters. I mean, Jack Humbert, if he has a decent showing at Talladega, then it's over. But good run from Jack Humbert today. Wins the race, avoids all of the first class grade A clownery that was happening out there.
The shenanigans.
And yeah, man, that's honestly, I was getting ready to say something about Eric Stuber being like, you know, the top performing Stoob Tube car because nobody else could keep from getting in wrecks all day except for that guy. And again, Ronald Breland absolutely ran in to Eric Stuber. There's no question about it. That's what happened. But you're like, whatever you are, 5 to go or 3 to go or something like that, you know he's going to be getting after it for everything he's got coming off the corner. So what? So you're just going to run slower and lower when to carry the most speed and have the most momentum, you need to fade all the way out to the wall? It's just crazy.
Yeah. It's one of those...
It just doesn't make... Yeah.
It's one of those debrief moments where you just kind of shake your head, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But hey, we've got who we got here? We got Joseph Dormus, who wins the award for most damaged race car in tonight's race. He just joined the post race. Joseph Dormus, what's up? Tell us how it went.
You're muted. He's got himself muted there, Stan.
That's cool. Or don't. Whatever you want.
We've had Scotty Lanning in here the whole time. I've had him muted though, because I'm not sure if he knew he had his mic on or not.
I don't know if he knew he joined. I don't know if he knew which channel he joined, but yeah, man, that just, I don't know. That last incident, that's a real bummer, especially for Ronald Breland, who obviously didn't mean to touch Eric Stuber, but then got absolutely team order 66th.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's take a look at the final results, Stan. Jack Humbert takes the win. Jonathan Pereira comes home in second. Dalton Moore in third. Dustin Mooney, our last car on the lead lap, and then it's a bit of a battle here for lap down positions, Plato and Velasquez 1 lap down. Breland going to finish up 2 laps down. Scotty Lanning in 8th, 3 laps down. Christopher Toppings in 9th. Eric Stuber going to round out the top 10. Then we got the used car parking lot a little farther back with Walker, Harris, Shirley, Dormus, Mooney, Andarza, Meneses, and James Jimmy Johnson out on the first lap.
Yeah, out on the first incident there with the tire spin and all that stuff going on. It was mostly a good race. There were some weird and questionable incidents, and really disappointed about that very last one. But all in all, especially mid pack, that was a pretty good show for most of it. And you got Jack Humbert out there on 900 lap old tires, just putting a hurting on everybody. So good for him.
Yeah, looks like we got Jack Humbert in the interview room. Let's see if he made his way in here. Jack,
yeah, we got 40 people in here now. How does this work?
Yeah, they all got themselves muted though. They all got themselves muted. But Jack, congratulations. Tire strategy there looked like it played out really well for you. You were able to get to past the halfway mark, save your tires, really conserve them, and then pop on a fresh set. And then due to your conservation throughout the race and a little attrition from the rest of the field, you were able to bring it home. But is that your plan from the start, to try and save the tires early on?
Yeah, that's been the plan with the last 2 tracks at least. Just try to keep it as low and straight as possible when I'm braking, and it seemed to work out pretty well. I was got a little worried. Brad was out a lot of the front there, or a lot of the beginning, and I thought I had some real competition, but I felt bad in that restart that he got spun tires and got back in the back.
Yeah, it looked like he forgot we weren't in H pattern cars anymore, because we went on board with him and he went up into first gear on the restart, and lucky he didn't blow his motor, but that was a big bummer, because that was a good fight up there for you two guys for most of the race. And then once his car was toast, you were just walking away with it, whether they had new tires or not. That was pretty cool stuff, man.
Thanks. Yeah. Eric was on my mirror a little bit there. I felt some pressure, but I was able to hold him off and get a little bit of a gap, and then it was just lap car for lap car, and thankfully everybody's pretty respectful about getting all the way and everything. So it's a good ride.
You came into this one leading the points championship, Jack. You head into Talladega this week with the lead. Talladega can be a whole different animal. How you feeling heading into the final 2 races here this season?
I'll just say I'm glad I got 2 wins in the bank, and I can not worry so much about Dega, because it's the same thing like Daytona. It's going to be it's going to be a mess, but that's expected.
Yeah, for sure. It's and it's just so hard to decide what the strategy is at Talladega too, because it's like, maybe if I'm up at the very front, the wrecks will be behind me, but maybe if I'm at the very back, I'll have time to stop for them, and if I'm in the middle, then I'm just screwed. So hopefully hopefully you pick the right place to be at Talladega, because it's just it's hard to do it better than somebody else. It comes down to luck a lot of the time, so good luck.
Well, and hopefully
maybe I'll just stay a lap down.
Hopefully we don't lose half the field again on lap 1 like we had the last 2 weeks. So
yeah, it's been how many cars did we lose in the first lap today? It wasn't that many, was it?
Almost all of them. It was
I think there was 3 or 4.
Okay,
least,
so yeah, there were like 3 that were like junked beyond being competitive, but I think for the most part, I think only 1 was straight up out of the race. I think only Jimmy Johnson was junk after that wreck. But that was just, I don't know if you even had a chance to look at it yet or not. It was just Dover tire spin stuff, and Johnson just couldn't get reacted in time, and then his car was totaled for it. So kind of a bummer.
Yeah, those bumps in the front stretch, so difficult to get through second gear without spinning the tires. We were talking about it in the chat in the race, but that's something that you just gotta stay like half throttle and take it to third gear.
Yeah, for sure. That's especially on the older tires. We were watching you and golly, who's that guy? Brad Harris. Yeah, he man, it's just so hard to get the power down. But you guys were doing it on old tires and still gapping them on the restarts, so that was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, such a big advantage being in the front row, being able to react like that to the leader going.
Oh yeah.
But good stuff, man. You avoided all the calamity and led the most laps and had the fastest lap and just did everything right. That was really impressive, man. Good job.
Thanks. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see the fastest lap. That's cool.
Yeah, you got Brad by
you got the
5
trifecta.
1,000ths. Yeah, 5 1,000ths. You got him.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll say congrats to Jack. Best of luck next week. Last couple races. Looks like we got Dalton Moore in here too as well, our third place finisher. I don't know if Dalton wants to chat with us a little bit about his race. We saw he unfortunately got wrapped up in a little bit of an incident there with coming to, I'm trying to remember who that was this month sideways. Anyways, got into the back of, I think it was Brock Shirley, and had nowhere to go, but managed to salvage a third place out of that, Dalton.
Yeah, the beginning of the race was a little rough. I'm pretty sure I caused that little stack up. I spun in second there and stuttered the entire line and ruined people's races right off the bat. That's on me. And then, just smashing into the back of not Jack, but Brock. I just watched the guy spin and I locked up the brakes and just went right into him. Sitting on about 5 minutes of damage. Luckily got it down to about 3 minutes. But still somehow came back with a third place finish. Have no idea how it happened, but I'm just glad it happened.
Yeah, you definitely get the most adventurous race award for today because you were wrecked on the first lap and somehow ended up in P3 by the end of it. So it was every time I watched a replay of something happening, you were always there. So way to come back.
Yeah, I was up Ship's Creek, but I actually had a paddle this time. So
There you go.
You could say that skills car not only tasted the rainbow, but some bumpers out there and walls as well too, Stan. But
yeah, that turn 2 wall tasted the rainbow about 15 times.
I'm just glad I had the rowdy skin on because I was just bumping and tearing everything up there.
Fitting, very fitting.
We head to Talladega next week. Dalton, you came into this race second in points. You think you got anything for Jack here the last couple races, or is his lead just going to be too big?
I'm a real big fan of the super speedways. As you could tell with Atlanta, me and James basically had that in the pocket the entire time. We controlled the race, everything there. As long as I can get working with James again, I'm pretty sure we'll do the same at Talladega.
You're going to have to talk to James because he's wrecked out on the first lap the last 2 races. So you have to try and get him maybe to lap 2 or 3 next week to see if the two of you can get out front. See the two of you get out front to work together to have that opportunity.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he can get up there. He was really well at Atlanta. He did really well at Daytona. I'm sure he can be up there.
We had a cheering squad for you in chat too as well. Blake Nance was trying to place some bets on you, cheering you on in chat. Actually, at one point in time, he was about to jump off your bandwagon onto another car if you didn't start moving, but eventually found your way back up to third, so I'm sure he'll be happy about that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure my boy will be real happy about that.
Well, congrats on P3, Dalton. We'll let you go and see how you do next week at the Super Speedway, where you said you're going to feel comfortable coming in. Looks like you guys are getting ready to do your post-race review, so we'll sign off for the race here this evening, and we'll catch you all next week and at Talladega. Looks like it should be a ton of fun.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Well, Stan, that's going to do it for us. For myself, Rob Campbell, Stan Hammonds in the booth. This is Racer Nexus, and like I said, we'll catch you next week at Talladega for some super speedway racing. We'll see you then. Bye for now.
All right. See ya.